Welcome back to our journey to the manger. Today, we're continuing our conversation talking about the subject of searching. Now, I want to begin with a confession for you. I have a horrible habit of losing things. Like, I lose keys, I lose wallets, I've even lost kids before, I've lost multiple passports. And if you've been coming to Saddleback for a while since I've been here, you've heard me share some of my stories. But when Stacy and I first moved here to Southern California, we actually had this funny moment where we're like trying to get our house situated and figuring out where everything goes. And not only was I losing things, but I was also taking things. And there was this one day where I was at work and Stacy calls me and she's like, "Babe, you took my keys." And so I'm like in the middle of a meeting I can't skip out of. So somebody from the team offers to go to the house, take Stacy her set of keys, and the crisis was averted. Now, I wish I could say that was like the only time that happened, because like the very next day, the exact same thing happened to me. And I was so embarrassed. I like just got up out of the meeting I was in and went straight home with the keys. Now, you can remember in your life moments where you were searching something for something. And when you were searching, what that searching did for you was that it engaged you in a process of moving towards the thing that you were trying to find. Like you were upending drawers and you were like going through your whole house, because searching involves steps. I want you to hear that. Searching involves steps. It moves us to action. Now, waiting, as we looked last week, is kind of passive. I mean, there's an active, passive part of waiting on God, but there's, in searching, movement. And with the story of the Magi in the Old Testament, I want to just read a couple verses today, and we'll come back tomorrow to this story again. But Matthew chapter 2, it says, "After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, 'Where is the one who's been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose, and we have come to worship him.'" Now, these are the Magi that have traveled, many historians believe, 900 miles across desert to come to Jesus to worship him and present him with gifts. And you probably have heard this story at Christmas or maybe seen the figurines around the manger scene. But what's important to know is that these Magi, they were not Israelites. So they would not have been Jewish people waiting for their Messiah. They were astrologers. The word Magi is connected to our word in the English language, magic. So they weren't in particular like God-fearing, like the kind of guys that worshiped one God, but they were looking. They were looking for truth. They were looking for hope. And their search brought them to the feet of Jesus. And I want to just help us today reflect on the steps that we're all taking for the thing that we're looking for. And the question that I'd like for you to process today is, what does your searching reveal about your heart? Like, what is the steps that you're taking in your life to look for what you think you want? What does it reveal about your deepest desires on the inside? And what I believe God wants to form inside of us is this longing to know him more and worship him the same way the Magi did. But I wonder if you'd reflect on, what are my steps revealing about my deepest desires? And then we'll come back tomorrow, continuing looking at this story of the Magi. Look forward to seeing you back.